Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name's Liz and this is Let's Get Lizical, where we do everything card making. And today we're going to be doing some clear embossing backgrounds and features. And I'm going to start with this wedding card that I made using Trinity Stamps Mr. and Mrs. Die, as well as, let's see, Diagonal Strips from MFT for the red rubber background. And right now I'm just using my Lawn Fawn ink to ink up that panel after, of course, using my embossing powder just to make sure that everything doesn't stick to where it's not supposed to. And then I'm going to use this clear ink from Zing. I think I got it on Amazon, so I'll make sure everything's linked down in the description below as always. And I'm getting low on this, so I'll probably have to order some more soon. I do use it quite a bit. But yeah, so we're clear embossing for the feature of these cards today. This first one is very plain and simple, just a classy like wedding card in gold, black, and white. This is probably a bit darker than your like standard wedding card, but I love the look of this when it's done. And look at that magic happen. I absolutely love embossing. The first time I did this like years and years ago, I was just like, wow. When I saw it on YouTube, I was just like, I needed to have these products. So yes, I've done lots of embossing over the years, but this one again is going to be the feature of this card, along with the Mr. and Mrs. die cut from Trinity Stamps. I did the background for the die cut a little bit differently. It does come with its shadow dies for the Mr., Mrs., and the and simple separately, but I ended up cutting them in black and then adding them all together on a white piece of paper and then kind of coloring whatever areas in between black with a marker, just so that I could scan this into my scan and cut and make one big shadow out of it. If anybody's interested in that type of video, maybe I can do one in the future. I don't have plans to at the moment, but it's fairly simple to do if you have a scan and cut. But right now I'm just using a microfiber cloth to get most of that embossing powder off. I'm going to use a little bit of an eraser, not too much. You don't want to rub off your embossing. And then I'm matting this on gold foil cardstock from Michael's Recollections collection. And then I'm going to glue it to the card with, like this, again, plain and simple cards. I love them. Both the cards today are pretty simple. And then I'm going to just prop up the Mr. and Mrs. on some foam tape just for a little bit of dimension. And then this card is done after that. And we're just gonna keep it, like I said, simple for today, as always. I love my simple cards. You'll notice that I also used a very thick, like 2-inch wide double-sided tape for the background, because we learned our lesson at Christmas time, and when we did those heat emboss backgrounds with the Mama Elephant, oh Mary tray I think it was, if you try to use glue, it warps in some areas, especially where the glue's not. So I learned that if you're going to heat emboss a background, definitely use lots of double-sided tape. If you're not going to use the big thick stuff, you can use thinner stuff and just do more strips of it. Just as much as possible, cover the backgrounds as much as you can. It really helps out. It'll keep things flat for you, and it will be less of a headache later. And now we're going to move on to my second card, which is from Simon Says Stamp, and it's called Spring Bouquets. And that's the only stamps that we're using for this one. And I'm just gonna heat emboss the flowers on the side of a card. Originally, I was gonna do this again as a full purple background, but I decided that I would stamp this off to like the left side of the card, and then kind of fussy cut around the edges just so that it gave it more of a feature, I guess. Just something new that I wanted to try. I haven't played around with clear embossing that much for backgrounds. Normally I do it for sentiments, or I'll do it on images so that I can watercolor them. But for doing backgrounds, this is like a blog I did a few years ago, so I'm kind of revisiting some of those in video form, as I've mentioned before, just so that it's easier for you guys to see. Again, this is 65-pound cardstock from Michael's. The color does change on this purple, which is unfortunate, because it's like a nice bluish purple when you start, but after you heat it up, it kind of turns into more like of a reddy lilac-y color, I guess. but a lot of the cardstocks do change color when you heat them. The ones from Michaels anyway. I don't know if other brands do it or not. I believe they do, but maybe not as much. It depends. But this is what I use, so I just kind of accept it. If you wanted to, you could probably add a little bit of color here and there, or shadows with an alcohol marker, either also in a purple or in maybe like a gray or something, to add a little bit of dimension to this. But I wanted to keep it simple for today, so I'm just going to just heat emboss, and that's done. Now I'm just trying to decide whether I want it on the left or the bottom. I've been doing a lot of like bottom flowers lately, so I was like, okay, well, we'll do this one on the left side. This one is a Mother's Day card. I think I put Happy Mother's Day in it off screen afterwards, but for now I'm just, fiddling around with the layout. This one's going to go directly on the card, and then I'm going to do the Sending You Love sentiment. Black paper with white heat embossing, and then we'll prop that up on some foam tape for a little bit of dimension, because I do like to add dimension to my cards. I think it really takes it up a notch, and it makes it look a little bit more professional in a sense, I guess, but still handmade and made with love, as always. I absolutely love doing this. I love sharing my videos with you guys and different techniques and such, and I hope it's helpful to you, or you just enjoy watching it. But let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are on these cards. Have you tried this type of technique? Would you try it if you haven't tried it? Let me know down below. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I'm gonna fussy cut this out and, like I said, prop it up on some foam tape. And I think I play around with some sequins. I'm using, I think it's the Studio Katya Majestic Confetti. It's like a clear, somewhat silvery sequins. And I put a few around the sentiment. I tried to put a few up towards the top of the card, but they just didn't look right. They looked kind of like out of place, so I ended up just doing the 3 around the sentiment, and then that was it. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for today. So I will play music for the rest of this video, and I want to thank you guys for joining me as always. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave your comments down below and let me know what your thoughts are. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I'd love to have you here. And I will see you guys again next time. Thanks. Bye.